welcome to episode 11 of Cooking with Ross. This is going to be red chili on a recommendation from my brother-in-law Ron. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've grabbed my frying pan and I put in 2 medium onions, diced, okay, with a medium dice. And we're going to turn that pan on, a little bit of butter in there, maybe a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. And we're going to get those onions sauteed up first, okay? All right, everyone, so those onions look really good. They're starting to turn translucent. So what I'm going to do now is turn those out onto a pan, onto a plate, whatever you have, just you want to put them aside. Because now we're going to start our ground beef. And the reason I do these separate is because I don't want to cook the onions with the ground beef, and then when I drain the ground beef, drain off all the onion flavor. All right, so next we're just going to break this stuff up and get it going, okay? Get it started cooking here. So now as this starts to cook, we're just going to break it up a little bit now. We don't want to break up the meat too much because we want some chunks of meat in our chili. So now we're not going to wrestle with it too much. Just let it simmer. And that's it. All right, now you can see now that our ground beef is done. So we're going to take this off and drain it now. Okay, so here our ground beef done. We've got our onions done. We're going to put our onions back into the pot, okay? We want a pretty good sized pot. I'd say a 5-quart, 6-quart. Once we've got that in there, we're going to put our ground beef back in. Now, I've got my beans here. I used 2 cans of each, 2 cans of pintos and 2 cans of kidneys, and I rinsed them real well. You got to rinse them, okay? So our beans go in. Next are 2 cans of Rotel, okay? Put both cans in. Our can of tomato sauce. Our can of diced tomatoes. And last but not least, our tomato paste, okay? Now with each can of tomato paste you use, you're going to want to add 3 cans of water, okay? So we're going to get our 3 cans of water in there. Okay, so we've got all of our ingredients in here. And what I did is I added an additional 6 cups of water. And that's going to bring it to what you see right here, okay? Now, the next and most important ingredient are chili powder, okay? This is a 3-ounce bottle. So we're going to start with half a bottle of chili powder. It might sound like a lot, but it's not. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to stir that in. And then we're just going to let this simmer for a little while and start to soak up the flavors. And then we're going to add some salt and pepper. Don't forget to salt and pepper your stuff because we always season, right? Now see how it started to change color? And we may add some more chili powder. But we're going to let this cook in first, and then later on we're going to add our serrano peppers. Now what I usually do is I add them one at a time. I'll add one in there, let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Then if it's not hot enough, I'll add another one. This way you can get it to the exact temperature that you want it. You know, where you won't, some people don't like it very hot, some people like it really hot. So whichever way you like it, you'll be able to fix it exactly that way. Okay, so I just added my salt and pepper and stirred it up really good. I'll let you take a look at it there. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? All right, everybody. So our chili has come to a simmer here. Let me move you up so you can see it here. And it's starting to look really good. So we're going to go in with our first serrano pepper. And all I did was just dice it up. I left the seeds and everything in. So we're going to toss that in there. And we're going to let that simmer for about, let's say, 15 to 30 minutes. Okay, maybe 30 minutes, probably a little better. And then once that's done, we're going to see how hot this is. If it's too spicy, then we don't want to add any more, okay? And you don't have to add any peppers if you want to just have it like this. Now, the other thing is that Rotel comes in hot and mild, so you could also use hot Rotel, and that might be enough heat for you. So we're looking really good, though. I've tasted it. I've salt and peppered it. And now we put our serrano in, so now it's just a matter of waiting. So we'll check it again in about 30 minutes. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got a pretty good simmer going. And our chili's looking really good. Just look at that. Man, it looks good. Now, if you all have some cumin, a lot of people like cumin in their chili. You might give it a couple teaspoons full of cumin. just to give it a little extra kick. I didn't put any in this, but I know some people like some cumin in there. All right, everybody, so we're taking a look at the chili now, and it's nearing done. It's been simmering now for about an hour and a half. Look at the chunk of that meat, huh? Looks really good. I tasted it a little while ago. It was lacking a little bit of chili flavor, so I went ahead and added more chili powder, which is what you'll want to do. So we've used almost 3/4 of a bottle of chili powder. And I added salt and pepper. The heat seems fine, so I didn't add another serrano yet. But if the family says, hey, it's not hot enough, then I'll add more chili later on. Once you've added all your ingredients, basically it's just waiting on it to simmer. And you don't have to be a professional to make good chili. You season it to the taste that you like. And the main ingredient, of course, is chili powder. Add a little cumin if you like. So it's pretty much finished, and we're almost ready to start plating. All right, so there's a couple different ways you can serve this. This one's in a bowl with some cornbread. This is just a bowl, and there's some crostinis here. Our local bread company makes cheddar jalapeno bread. And I just made some crostinis out of that. And then in a bread bowl, you hollow out the bread bowl, put your chili in there, and save the stuff on the side. And then there's cornbread. However you want to serve it, that's the best way to go. Whatever you like. All right, so now that this is done, let's take a little taste. See what we got here. It's really good. All right, everybody, so thank you for joining me for episode 11, Cooking with Ross, Red Chili. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and tell a friend, and we'll see you next time on Cooking with Ross.